Okay, welcome back. So before I tell you where I'm going tomorrow, I got to tell you, there's a lake in Montana called Mary Ronan, and it's a 3-hour drive from here. A couple days ago, 3 days ago, I drove there 3 hours. I was going to make a video on that lake, and I fished 5 hours. I had a total, I didn't get a fish in the boat. I had about a 3 or 4 pounder on my swim bait. He jumped in through the hook. I had about a 4 pounder follow my swim bait to the boat, and I had 2 bedfish that I was sight fish that I couldn't get to bite. In 5 hours, that was my all the action I had. So I cut my losses and I came home. So I drove 3 hours in the morning, fished 5 hours, 3 hours home. I was in my truck more than I was on my boat on the lake. So needless to say, I didn't make a video for that trip. But so tomorrow I'm going to a place called Rock Lake. Somebody posted, I think it was on one of my spray videos, that try Rock Lake. Now I'll tell you right off the bat, if ever a lake was made for me, it's this one. There's no development around this lake at all. Not a dock, nothing, including the ramp. It's undeveloped. There's no concrete, there's no dock. You're basically launching off the bank. So I'm a little apprehensive about that, and I was reading the Washington Fish and Game website. They said it's private property, so they're not allowed to make improvements on it. That's why it is what it is. Now, they allow you to launch there. My feeling is this: if somebody owns that privately and doesn't care if I launch my boat there, I gotta believe that if the Washington Fish and Wildlife approached the owner, the land, and said, we would like to put in concrete and a dock, the owner would say, go ahead. So I'm thinking the Fish and Wildlife doesn't want to spend the money. So I was reading that, you know, it's built more for small boats. And somebody said, as you're backing in, it's real shallow, and then it just drops. So your back wheels of your trailer could do this. Now that's not, you know, terrible. I have 4-wheel drive, and if that happens, the boat's going to float up, and then I can get the boat off the trailer, and now all I got to do is pull my trailer out, which will be easy. So, but I'm still a little nervous about launching. I'll show you on the map. I got a topographic map. This lake is, I think they said 400 feet deep in the deepest place. It's a little bigger than Sprague. It's about the same look, same width, 7 miles long, so I think it's a little longer. A lot of shoreline, but it's deep. And there's areas where I'm guessing it's just the, you know, cliffs. And I'll show you on the topographic map. But then I also read somebody that said you got to be careful. There's I forget what they called them. Some sharp somethings that come up, and they're just below the surface. And I'm going by this map. I'm trusting it, that where it says it's 30 feet, it's 30 feet, and there's not something up there. So I'm a little apprehensive about that. But I'll show you. I'm going to have all the same rods. I don't expect a spawn bite. I think the spawn's over. So I don't have a sight fish lure tied on. I have my Senko. I'll pitch shallow targets a little bit, but I'm going to be probably more post-spawn off the bank. I got 2 swim baits on, 2 different sizes. I'm going to have a walking bait tied on. I don't know how clear the lake is. And I'm going to bring a drop shot. So let me show you the map. Okay, there's how it looks, the length of it. Now let me see if I can, I'll blow up. This is the bottom part. See the blue? That's the shallow. So the ramp is way down here at the bottom. I'm going to go to the blue spots. There, there. You know, if I'm not catching fish, say, actually, let me blow this up a little more. Okay, I'm going to go in this thing first. Then I'm going to go there. Then I'm going to go there. If I'm not catching them in these blue spots, I'm not going to jump across to the blue spots on the other side because it's just going to be the same thing. So at that point, I'll figure out a new plan. I may run north. But if you look at this, look, the blue is shallow. Look at how the black goes right to the bank. Those are just steep cliffs right here. There's very little blue. See that? So, this might be one of those deals where you catch them deeper after they spawn. That's why I'm going to have a drop shot tied on. I'll have the craw tied on. Anyway, I'm going to start right. I'm going to launch. Hopefully that goes well. And I'm just going to run around and I'm going to start right in this thing here. So I'll see you right out here tomorrow morning. Here's the boat launch. So let's give her a go. Well, I made it. Tell you what, this place isn't, I thought I was going to be the only boat here. There's, one, two, three, four, five trailers. I'm the only bass boat. I'm the only big boat. But I did it. Okay, I'm on Rock Lake. There's a lot of tules in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm starting in this first cove. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to pitch the Senko. It's going to be really windy today, but some of these are protected. I'm not sight fishing. I'm going to pitch the Senko, see if there's any bank fish, and then I'm going to pull out and I'm going to throw two baits. I'm going to throw a swim bait and I'm going to throw my walking bait. See if I can get a reaction on that. And I'm going to start right here. I told you in the opening, I went on Lake Mary Ronan, and I mentioned at the start of that video, which is never going to play because I didn't catch any. I'm changing my platform a little from a keeper has been a pound. MLF, they're 2 pounds, or I've seen them where they have tournaments where it's got to be 2. I thought about going to 2, but it's just a little too tough for me to get a limit of 2-pounders. So I'm going to go in the middle. The keeper's going to be 1.5 pounds, 1 pound 8 ounces, starting with this trip. So I'm heading in there, and I'm going to get started. It's clear enough. You can see if they're on beds. Back here where it's protected, and I can't see anything. I haven't seen any signs of a fish. Now, I just started, but I don't know. It's a little late in the year for them to be bedding, but the water, when I launched, I think it was 65. Of course, it's first thing in the morning, so it probably gets up to 70 or more. But, oh, there's one, but that's not a bass. I don't know what that is. I'm having camera trouble. Again, I think it's time to buy a new one. Anyway, I'm not going to weigh them. They got to be 1.5 pounds. So they got smallies in here. I'm going to set the big camera up. It's pretty rough, but should be okay. All right, to give you a quick update. I've been fishing a little less than an hour. I just caught a short. What I'm doing, I've eliminated the walking bait. That ain't gonna work today. The Senko, that ain't gonna work today. And the reason they call this place Rock Lake, the bottom is nothing but rocks. So I switched from the swim bait to a craw. And I've been pitching the craw about 15 minutes and I got a short. So I'm gonna let the wind drift me. I'm in one of those like shallow flat type deals. I'm just gonna pitch the craw ahead of the boat as I go. That's what I'm doing. GoPro, start recording. Well, I got one on the swim bait finally, but he ain't gonna keep either. Unreal. It's 2 shorts. This is the best one I've had so far. Oh yeah, that's a keeper, I think. Yeah. If I can get him in. What'd I say? £1.5. Oh yeah, that's £1.5. Hey, I got one. Woohoo! All right, I'll set up the big camera even. Geez, I think he's a pound. He feels like it. Yeah, 112. Well, I gotta tell you, he didn't really clue me in on anything, because I've been doing this, just throwing the swim bait and dragging the craw in the shallow flats. But since I caught one here, I'm gonna go through it again. You can, I don't know if you can see the rock, you know, it gets shallow. I was thinking of looking for bedfish, not sight fishing, but going up to the bank, because this post spawn thing's not really, well, I mean, that's one. Let's see what happens. I'll set up the big camera and I'll make another pass through there. Threw my Senko in there for the heck of it, and look at this. He's not going to keep, but I may have learned something. I think they're on beds. Yeah, he's got £1.5. Huh. Okay, I am going to give me my hook. Oh boy. Pitch the shallows, because I think that was my first. I picked up the Senko just for the heck of it, and I pitched into those shallow rocks, and he bit. Now he wasn't a keeper, but I got a feeling maybe they're up on those rocks spawning, and I'm out here trying to catch post spawners, and so. You know, I could run through the same water and do this, but I'm going to run across to the other side and work my way back to the west end. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to be pitching my Senko. Start recording. It's another little. I think it's another little one. Unless he's coming to the boat. Oh, you know what? He was coming to the boat. I might have my second keeper. Oh yeah, I do. Come on, John. Get him in the boat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wow, he's pulling. Maybe he's bigger than I thought. Get him in the boat. Oh, there he is. He's not that big, but he's using. Oh, it's a largemouth. I'll be darned. I got a largemouth. Okay. They got them in here. How you doing, pal? Oh yeah, that's a fat one. You know, that looks, I gotta tell you, that looks pregnant to me. You know, the water's 65. They might be not spawned yet. I might be really way off on this today, because, interesting. Getting some clues. He's over 3. He's, or she. It's the belly. That belly is 3 pounds. It's going from 10 to, stop, 312. 3 pounds, 12 ounces. That's a nice fish. That is a nice fish. Oh, red tail. I think that means it's a male. You tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. Because that sure did look like a female full of eggs to me. And if it's not, that's a male who maybe spawned out and has been eating really well. 312, that's my second keeper. Interesting. Okay, now let's keep going. I was pitching my Senko and I got to this, just like over there where you got these high spots, shallow rock, and I throw the swim bait around it. Over there I caught the one small one. I just caught this guy, so hey, things might be looking up. There's another one. GoPro, start recording. I don't think so. Nope, not gonna weigh them. This area here might have some fish though. Got one on the walking bait. He's the size of the bait. Oh, man. I'll tell you one thing, this is the best water I've found. All right. GoPro, start recording. I got one on the spinner bait. He's not going to keep either. Dang it. Might have to go back to that 1 pound thing. See, 1.5 pounds? No. I'm gonna weigh him. A lot of fish in this cove. I just gotta find the better ones. Close, 1.5, 1.6, 1.5. He's not 1.8. GoPro, start recording. Well, I don't think so, but let's see. I'm on the spinner bait. I don't know if it was a bass. Something big just swam off of here, and I'm thinking maybe he's on a bed. If it was a bass, it was a smallie, because it was brown and it was big. Whew. There's a big one right there. See if I can catch him. I don't think it's a carp. I think it's a smallie. Look at this place. This has got this. Oh, there's another one. I'll tell you what, if I'm gonna catch a limit today, I'm gonna catch it in here. I wish I had my white jig tied on. There's a 2.5 pounder, and I think his bed is right there. I'm gonna try to catch him with this. He saw me. He's right there. I think his bed is right there. Let's find out. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I'm spending the rest of the day in here because I've seen 3 keepers and they're on beds. I made a mistake of thinking that they were spawned out. They're spawning now. GoPro, start recording. Well, I think this is a keeper. Yeah, oh, geez, he's got a friend with him. Oh my God. He's got one as big as him with him. Come here, pal, you're number 3. Oh, that's a good one. Come here, come here. I got you. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's one just like him. Look how fat. That's gotta be a female, right? Gotta be. Sorry, hun. Just hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, come on. You gotta look. 4 pounds 5 ounces. 4 or 5. I tell you what. That's a belly full of eggs, I think. So I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was the male with her, and he was just as big. That's 3. There's a lot of keeper fish in this thing. I blew it today. I wasted the first half of the day. I went into that first cove and I looked. Didn't see a fish up in shallow, so I gave up. I said, okay, they're done spawning. I'm going to do a post-spawn. That was a mistake. They're spawning. They haven't even spawned. That's got to be a pregnant female. So they're spawning now, and there's 4 in there. I can't get to bite. There's one with her. So I'm just working this real slow. I've only got like an hour. A little over an hour left. I got to get 2 keepers. Okay. Can you see all the carp? Imagine if those were bass. Look at them all. I think those are the biggest pelicans I've ever seen. Holy mackerel. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen pelicans that big. Well, I was going to try to go over there. See all that? But instead, I got my boat stuck. So, that's a shame too, because I got a feeling there's some good fishing over there if you can get over there. But I can't, so I got to get in the lake and see if I can push the boat. We'll see. this. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I got my boat unstuck. So I only ended up with those 3. I had, let's see, 4, 7, 8, 8, 12, 9, 1, 9, 9, 13. If I hadn't upped my keeper from 1 to 1.5, I'd have had a limit today. I think I had a limit on. I lost 2 keepers. I spent the first half day thinking that they weren't on beds spawning. I wasted half a day. So I'm going to come back next week, and I'm gonna fish the beds. Hopefully the wind's not blowing like this, and if it's not, it should be a good day. I mean, there's a lot of that, those little coves that I skipped today. I didn't even fish them because I had this idea in my head that they were all, you know, off the bank. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try again. So that's it. Yeah, I'll be back. Now all I gotta do is get the boat on the trailer. That'll be fun. Okay, see you next time.